Welcome to Swaramedia's Let's Talk. So new year 2024 just started. So in this year, everybody would start with the new aspirations, new hopes, and new thought process. So with that thought process, with the financial aspirations, right? So financial aspirations are going to be the key in planning out for the whole year. So today, I am taking a privilege to introduce a great special guest for us. So he's none other than VR Chinni garu. So, Swara Media welcomes VR Chinni garu for this Let's Talk show. Chinni garu, welcome to Swara Media's Let's Talk. It's been a while, we've been talking about having this show. We are honored and we are privileged to host you here. First of all, Happy New Year, Andy, and we welcome you to. We are welcome and we are happy to introduce you to the viewers and readers of Swara Media. As you know, Swara Media has been very organized very well organized in publishing the content, and we do produce audio, video, and readable content. So this video interview would be published in both video and a podcast and a magazine content format. So we look forward to talk to you and explore more about your learnings and your services that you're offering to the community. Andy, we welcome you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, and wish you the same for the 2024. And I'm sure this your 2024 started already a kind of a vibrant, and let's make it happen this year.
Absolutely, sir. So as we are talking about 2024, so it's been almost February. How is your 2024 going?
Well, this is actually started very well, and then it's kind of been going very well. And you know what? People actually usually have resolutions, and kind of feeling like it's a start over, but I don't do that part like resolutions because it's a continuous process, right? But so far we're in the second month of the year, and we're just going and growing in one line.
Wonderful. So Chinni garu, మధ్య మధ్యలో నేను తెలుగులో కాన్వర్జేషన్ చేస్తాను. So I hope that is okay for you, because Swara Media has a huge base of Telugu audience. So with that consideration, I hope it's okay for you to have the conversations in Telugu also.
తప్పకుండా మాతృభాషలో మాట్లాడటం కన్నా వేరే ఏముంది చెప్పు రాజేష్.
అద్భుతంగా.
I'm very happy and to hear about Swara Media and the content going Telugus and beyond, but because of the majority of the communities Telugus that you are focusing, నాకు చాలా సంతోషం తెలుగులో మాట్లాడటం అంటే.
గుడ్ సార్. సో మీరు అన్నట్లుగా మాతృభాషలో మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ మేక్స్ మోర్ మన ఆలోచన కానీ మనం మాట్లాడేది కానీ రెండు ఒకటే సరళమైన భాషలో కానీ మేము కనెక్ట్ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి ఇంకా ఇట్ గోస్ మచ్ ఫాస్టర్ అండ్ ఇంకా కొత్త ఉత్సాహం ఉత్తేజం ఉంటుంది. So with that said, so let's get started with your little introduction or maybe a history about VR Chinni garu. So ఫన్ లెట్సీ ద్వారా మీరు చాలా మందికి ఫినాన్షియల్ సైడ్ లిటరసీ కానీ తర్వాత వాళ్ళకు ప్లానింగ్ చేస్తూ వాళ్ళకు చాలా మందిని మోటివేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ మీ నేపథ్యం ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చింది? వేర్ ఆర్ యూ ఫ్రమ్ అండ్ వాట్ మేడ్ యూ టు థింక్ త్రూ దిస్ లైన్, సార్?
ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్. జీవితం గురించి చూస్తే మనం అనుకున్నది ఒకటి, జరిగేది ఒకటి. I think a majority that's what actually the people's lives are around. ఎన్నో గోల్స్ పెట్టుకుంటాము, ఎన్నో టార్గెట్స్ పెట్టుకుంటాము, బట్ జరిగేది ఇంకొకటి. సో అదే నేపథ్యంలో చూస్తే ఐఎమ్ ఆల్సో ఏ టిపికల్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఆర్ పర్సన్ ఆర్ ఇండివిజువల్ కేమ్ ఇన్ టు దిస్ కంట్రీ లైక్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఎల్స్. బట్ నేను ఒక్కటి చెప్తుంటాను, బట్ అది కొంచెం కష్టంగా ఉంటుందేమో వినటానికి కూడా, కాకపోతే లేదనేది. నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన డిఫరెంట్ రీజన్. నేను ఫస్ట్ యూకే వెళ్ళాను, ఇండియా నుంచి యూకే వెళ్ళాను, యూకే నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను. నా గోల్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఆస్ట్రేలియా వెళ్ళి అక్కడి నుంచి ఇండియా వెళ్ళిపోదామని. చూడండి మరి ఏమైంది ఇప్పుడు. సో ఐ గాట్ స్టక్ ఇన్ యుఎస్ అండ్ ఐ గాట్ మ్యారీడ్, హ్యావ్ చిల్డ్రన్, and it is very far away to lead my target or a goal, go to Australia and then go back to India. But it may be possible, right? But that's the kind of thought process and the background I have. And so typical ga technology tone vastam kabatti information technology tone chestu vachanu. And I worked for 10 years, about 10 years in federal agency and about 10 years in state agency. And ఈ జర్నీలో ఎన్నో కనిపిస్తుంటాయి మనకి అమెరికా వచ్చిన తర్వాత, రైట్? దెన్ వన్ పాయింట్ దట్ మేడ్ మీ టు గో బ్యాక్ అండ్ థింక్ and realign myself, my own family, and create a vision, create a mission. So that's where and when Finlitzy has been established about 12 years ago.
How is the journey so far?
It's definitely, and it's kind of an intriguing situation that because మనకి అన్ని తెలిసిందే కదా రాజేష్. ఆంగ్లంలో మళ్ళీ ఒకటి ఉంది, necessity is mother of invention. Most of the inventions are really, powerful inventions actually happened that way. We all know that. It's a public secret. Necessity is the mother of invention. So my necessity, became a kind of a creative invention, and that actually made it to here. And because the subject matter is so close to our families and so important to our families, because of that reason, I did not have any hurdles in my journey. When you ask me about, how is your journey, right? And I did not have any hurdles. For any journey, usually you have ups and downs, right? And the other thing, what I actually have kind of in my way of living life, I strongly believe and I give a priority to ethics and integrity. So those are the things that actually the fundamentals, foundation for what I do in my life. So same exact thing for Finlitzy. So because of that, I mean, since I've started, this kind of platform or campaign 12 years ago, the journey has been more and more and more and appreciable. మీకు తెలుగులో చెప్పుకోవాలంటే మనము మామూలుగా ఎవరైనా ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో మామూలుగా ఒకటి ఉన్నది మాకు బాగా ఉన్నది లైఫ్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్, వన్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్, రైట్? మనం భారతదేశంలో బ్యాక్ హోమ్ చూస్తే ఎల్ఐసి, లైఫ్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కూడా మనం ఎల్ఐసి అని పిలుస్తాం. సో అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ లో ఎవరన్నా ఒకళ్ళు ఎల్ఐసి లైఫ్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ చేస్తాము అని అంటే ఎలా ఉంటుంది మనకి మామూలుగా? టిపికల్ గా అమ్మో అయ్యో వచ్చాడు రా, ఎల్ఐసి వాళ్ళు వచ్చేసారా, ఇంకా ఏదో ఒకటి చేస్తారా అనేది ఉంది చూసారా? సో this financial industry, the financial literacy, how we actually mold this, Finlitzy గురించి, లిటరసీ గురించి మేము చెప్తూ ఉంటే వచ్చాడ్రా, వచ్చిందిరా ఈవిడ, ఇంకా ఏదో ఒకటి చేసి పారిపోదాంరా కాదు, అయ్యా మీరు దేవుళ్ళలాగా వచ్చారండి. నేను ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఇదే అనుకుంటున్నాను, నాకు ఎక్కడికి పోవట్లో తెలియట్లేదు. సో మీరు కరెక్ట్ గా దేవుళ్ళలాగా వచ్చారు, నాకు హెల్ప్, మా ఫ్యామిలీకి ఇది కావాలండి, హెల్ప్ కావాలండి. దట్ ఈస్ ద వే దట్ వీఆర్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఎడ్యుకేటింగ్ త్రూ దిస్ Finlitzy platform, Rajesh.
You are making an ecosystem more powerful. So it's absolutely great, phenomenal thought process. So I salute you for that. So నాకు బాగా గుర్తు మీరు చెప్తున్న సిచ్యువేషన్. Back in home, my first job, my very very first job in TCS, Tata Consultancy Services లో నేను జాబ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ పే చెక్ తీసుకొని ఇంటికి శాలరీ పడి ఇంటికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత మా పేరెంట్స్, మా ఫాదర్ నన్ను ఒక అంకుల్ తోటి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. హిజ్ నన్ అదర్ దెన్ లైఫ్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ఏజెంట్. అండ్ ఆ రోజు ఆఫీస్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా, ఐ మీన్ ఫస్ట్ ఇండక్షన్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయి బయటకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా, పీపుల్ స్టార్టెడ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో దేర్ ఐ గాట్ ఇన్స్పైర్డ్ టు ఫ్యూ లైన్స్ వేర్ ఎస్పీబీ గారు కానీ, తర్వాత ఇళయరాజా గారు కానీ, సో దేర్ ఆర్ లాట్ గ్రేట్ మ్యూజిషియన్స్ ఆర్ వేర్ దే క్రియేట్ అన్ అసెట్. ఆ అసెట్ తర్వాత కూడా అలా వెళ్తుంది. సో the businesses what you enable will make you rich, or it will run even when you sleep. But there is a powerful power, I mean financial assets, even when you are not there, even after your dismissal, it will create a wealth. So how to do that? So you are giving a a great opportunity for people to educate on that and start investing in the right effort. So, which we will go into the little detail. So, so throughout sessions, we will go into the detail. But what you said is absolutely phenomenal because so నాకు అవసరం ఉందని వాళ్ళు రియలైజ్ ఐ మీన్ వాళ్ళ అవసరాన్ని మీరు రియలైజ్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో which is a more powerful thing. So that's where powerful people makes places powerful.
This is amazing, Rajesh. I mean, absolutely. It's empowering. It's empowering us. I'll tell you two things here: motivation, encouragement, empowerment. What is more powerful?
These three are one related to each, but at the end of the day, when you get motivated and empowered, so that makes you to do more, and then that positive energy will convey to the other, carry to the other peoples also.
Motivation, encouragement are temporary. Empowerment is permanent, at least long lasting. This is where, see, if I motivate someone, okay, what is going to happen, right? Wow, they get motivated. Then what's it? They might actually take an appropriate action, right? That's what the motivation is all about. But if the person is not taking that action within a certain time period, let's say today he got motivated, and after 2 days or 1 week, ఒక వారం తర్వాత ఒక 10 రోజుల తర్వాత అదే మోటివేషన్ అదే ఎనర్జీ ఉంటుందా?
No,
ఉండదు. So it is temporary. So motivation, encouragement are temporary. You need to be taking the action within that. But empowerment, empowering is more powerful than these two. And if you got empowered, that means nobody can stop you. Nobody can steal that. Because you got that. You believe in what you listen. You believe in what you read. You believe in what you thought. And you got it. That's your power. So adi point ikkada. So what actually we do is we actually it's like a transition. Let's see an educational a platform where we actually educate all about finances. Let's say you're talking about religion. It's all about religion. Let's say you talk about health. It's all about health. So similar way, we talk about finances, money matter, which is fortunately or unfortunately, even though money is not everything, Rajesh, money has become a primary ingredient in our lives, like it or not.
Yeah, మీరు what you just said, మీరు అన్న మాటకు I'm remembering the powerful dialogue from Lalita Jewelry's owner. డబ్బులు ఎవరికి ఊరికి రావు. So he says, but which is true, డబ్బులు ఎవరికి ఊరికి రావు. But at the same time, you're taking a next step. ఊరికి రాని money, with you earn this with the hard work and intellectuals, so intellectual efforts that you earn. And you have to put it in a right way too to make it more bigger. So that's where you're carrying it about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are the fundamental steps that you think that every individual need to carry forward in this?
I mean, that's a powerful thing. I mean, it's a catchy thing, right? People can actually look at it. Let's say, for example, you are kind of looking around, and if you hear that dialogue, right, you would definitely turn your head towards that. That is what the power that the line has. Now, here's the thing for, I would say, in the financial world, we all make money some way or the other way around. Either you work like a salary, or you actually do a business and you make revenues and profits and use that money as for your family. That means whatever we do, we actually make money. And the money what we make, మనం సంపాదించిన మనీ అన్నిట్లో కొన్నిటికి ఖర్చు చేయాలి కూడా, రైట్? ఫ్యామిలీ కోసం, ఫ్యామిలీ మెయింటెనెన్స్ కోసం, వాట్ ఎవర్ దోస్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్. తర్వాత కొంచెం మనీ సేవ్ అవుతుంది, దాచిపెట్టుకుంటాం కదా, ఆ సేవింగ్. అది ఎక్కడ పెడతాం? మామూలుగా బ్యాంక్ లో పెడతాం, రైట్? బ్యాంక్ లో పెట్టి దాచిపెట్టుకుంటాం. But this is where the important thing that what every person who actually holding money should think about it. A dollar. If you have a dollar, if you have a rupee or money, right? Currency, money. If you have a money, the money cannot sit on its own. The dollar must make money. How do you make it? Is that point. First point is, నా దగ్గర ₹1,00,000 ఉన్నాయి, or $100,000 ఉన్నాయి నా దగ్గర. అమ్మో నేను నాకు అన్ని కన్సర్న్ నాకు ఎక్కడ డబ్బులు పెట్టాలో ఎక్కడ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ చేయాలో కష్టం నాకు డబ్బులు పోతాయేమో అని అందుకోసమే నేను అంత సేవింగ్స్ అకౌంట్ లో పెట్టానని చాలా మంది అంటుంటారు వింటుంటాం కూడా సో దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ which you absolutely seriously think about it you cannot afford putting the dollars into your regular checking and saving accounts the dollar must make money. What that means is you need to take those dollars out of your savings account or checking account and put somewhere else so that dollars make more dollars. That is the first thing what I would say to the fundamental thing, Rajesh.
Greatly said. So ఉన్నదాన్ని అకౌంట్ లో ఉంచుకోవడం కాదు సో దట్ నీడ్స్ టు మేక్ రిటర్న్స్ అని అంటారు.
Yes, yeah. And the returns what you get from the bank accounts is not at all. They actually you actually in terms of other ways that you can tell is right, Rajesh. There are two things చెప్పొచ్చు. నువ్వు జాబే చేసి జాబ్ లో నుంచి ఇన్కమే తెచ్చుకొని ఇన్కమ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దాన్ని సేవింగ్స్ అకౌంట్ లో దాచిపెట్టుకొని అలా జీవితం గడిపితే యూ కెన్ నాట్ లివ్ యువర్ రిటైర్మెంట్ లైఫ్ వితౌట్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ బర్డన్ పీరియడ్. With the inflation, with the cost of living, whatever actually we are having, no one can actually practically survive just only by doing a job and the money that you're getting from the job. One or the way other around, you must actually invest that saved up money so you can make more money so that that money is going to be useful for your family and after retirement.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. But what are some of the common mistakes that everybody would do?
Yeah, common mistake. Okay, this is pretty good. I've actually designed a concept called the 5 pillars of a family that we will talk about in detail. So the common things what actually typical families would do is, like I said, money has become everything. Money has become a primary ingredient, unfortunately, in this life. So what actually that means is, whatever we do, we want to make money. And let's say you have a $50,000 in your bank account, $100,000 in your bank account, right? What do you do actually? Hey, 100,000 ఉంది బ్యాంక్ లో $50,000 ఉన్నాయి ఏదో ఒకటి చేయాలిరా బాయ్ తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుకుంటాం కదా ఎక్కడ ఏం అడుగుతాం ఎవరిని అడుగుతాము ఫ్రెండ్స్ ని అడుగుతాము లేకపోతే వాట్సాప్ లో ఏదైనా షేర్ చేస్తే సోషల్ మీడియాలో పెడితే లేకపోతే గూగుల్ అది ఇంటర్నెట్ సెర్చ్ లో రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తాము ఓకే ద పాయింట్స్ టు ఇన్వెస్ట్ ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతాయి మీకు టిపికల్ గా ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ సింపుల్ అండ్ ఈజీ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ ట్రేడింగ్ వన్ ఈజీ ఎవరితో మాట్లాడాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు ఏమి చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు రైట్ సో ఐమ్ నాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు the investment factors, but where are that actually our families are missing is most of our families are actually only focusing on making money. Point that what actually here it says is you are making money for what purpose, for what reason? And people say, come on Chinni, you're joking, money unte edaina cheyochu kada. So that is the one of those things that not able to kind of they see the reasons behind making money, Rajesh. Point 1. Point 2, now point ekkada miss avutundante, let's say oka typical family తీసుకుందాం wife and husband ఒకళ్ళు ఇద్దరు పిల్లలు ఒక ఇల్లు ఉంది of course mortgage మీద and then kind of things going on. సో మామూలుగా ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ ఒక ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్డ్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఇట్లా తీసుకుంటే and మీరు ఒకవేళ if you kind of wanted to have a Rajesh interactive, okay, if you have a typical family, wife and husband, ఒకళ్ళు ఇద్దరు పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు, ఇల్లు, తర్వాత 2 బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్లు, 2 రిటైర్మెంట్ అకౌంట్స్, వెరీ సింపుల్. అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ లో వాట్ ఆర్ the important responsibilities you think for that typical family? What do you think about?
So basically,
do you have any
the typical mindset would be the monthly mortgages, either house or vehicle EMI, so mortgages avi, and then thereafter kids education or probably assets planning, and obviously one of the Indian mindset lo wife's jewelries is gives another important aspect, right? Probably yearly once, or maybe whenever there is a great occasion, family or occasion ఉన్నప్పుడు అలాంటి fund savings కోసం అని. Otherwise, real estate or commercial, I mean, apart from stock as you already covered, right? So these are all the typical mindsets that we, every other major Indian typical mindsets would go.
Right.
Right? So obviously retirement, so people would opt for 401ks or retirements based on their full-time employee benefits నుంచి కానీ other short-term and long-term disability benefits ni some of the aspects would cover, but primary focus would be more about the monthly or future mortgages కానీ real estates కానీ. That would be the primary thought process ఉంటుందని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. Am I right?
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a good, what I would say is, when a style, the English style, laundry list. That's the whole laundry list of, a typical family. But here is the thing that you asked me a question: what are the things that a typical family is missing out? And this is the kind of the separating this laundry list is the kind of a big miss out. The way that what we see is at Finlitzy, we call them as two things. One is responsibilities of a family.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? And obligations of a family. There are two things. So what is actually comes first? I'll tell you, okay, what are responsibilities? I'll tell you what are obligations. But when it actually comes to responsibilities and obligations, so which one you think should come first? Obligation or responsibility?
Responsibility.
Clear, right? It's obviously clear. It's a responsibility. It is my responsibility.
So I'll tell you, by by first of the month, every month, I'm not really care about the amount what I get. I'm care about what I need to pay, because if I don't pay by 5th, so they'll start charging late fee, so the credit impact, etc. Yeah, so responsibility is the impact.
Yeah. Now you'll be surprised when I divide, separate these responsibilities and obligations. You'll be super surprised, I'm sure. So this is how you wanted to see it. I have a family, a vanilla family, like I mentioned. So I have some responsibilities, right? So what are those responsibilities? Typically talking about, you only have two responsibilities. That's all. Only two. All others are
subsidiaries of those.
No, obligations.
Okay.
Yeah. You wanna have a wild guess? What are those two responsibilities? Only two. Only two.
Living, I mean, taking care, I mean, ensuring that, they're safe and secure.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay.
So
that's taken anyways. That's taken. If you're layman, you have to take care. I mean, if you're 18 plus, you have to take care of yourself, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
So those are the two, basically.
Two, right? Okay. Yeah. So in practical situation, the responsibilities of a family is only two. I mean, there may be one or two optional. We'll talk about it, but two to begin with. Those are taking care of your children, taking care of your own retirement.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
You have no other responsibility. As a family, parent, there are only two. Now you I know definitely you're thinking and you're
I got your point. Basically at the end of the day, that is true. So I mean, if I put a high level definition thought process for responsibility, yes, I'm responsible to take care of my dependents, and I'm responsible to take care of me, and when I'm not working.
Correct. That's But what actually is going on around the world, this thing is, they're kind of mixing it to the responsibilities and obligations, and then kind of stressing out and not able to plan properly, getting confused, and talking to many people. As you talk to many people, and you get more confusion.
Yeah.
In addition to the more information, you also get more confusion. I don't know what to do. This friend said this, that friend said that, and internet search was doing this one, and then I saw this one in WhatsApp somewhere the other way around. I don't know, what do I do?
Yeah, true.
So here's the thing, again, step by step. So what are the obligations? Then we'll actually make a clarity, right? Okay, obligations. Mortgage is your obligation. It is not your responsibility. A lot of people think it's my responsibility. No, it is not your responsibility. And car payment is your obligation. It's not a responsibility. So those are the things kind of. So you want to kind of debate it. Okay, why you saying a mortgage is an obligation,
No, I agree.
right?
It's an
You
obligation.
got it right. You got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's it.
Yeah.
See, అందరికీ తెలిసిందే కదా ఇది రాజేష్. ఇది
Yeah.
నేను చెప్పింది ఎవరికి తెలియదు చెప్పు, అందరికీ తెలుసు.
Yeah.
So the way that you put it into your thought process is different.
Yeah.
That is where we actually make people realize, and we inspire people, and finally we influence
Yeah.
the communities. That's what we have 3 lines. We make them realize, and we inspire with examples, and we actually make influence in the community. Very simple.
Yeah. Great. So I would love to, would love to deep dive further in this, having a more educational sessions. I think that will make it more deep dive, and having more people to interact on this, right? సో మీరు ఏమంటారు, మీరు దీంట్లో ఇంకా డెప్త్ వెళ్దామా? సో ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు కవర్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఎలిమెంటరీ థాట్ ప్రాసెస్, లైక్ సో ఇందులో మీరు వచ్చినప్పుడు వాట్ ఆర్ ద టిపికల్ కీ ఛాలెంజెస్ దట్ యూ ఫేస్, అలాంటివి ఒక 4-5 ఐటమ్స్ టచ్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాను అక్కడ. పర్టికులర్లీ you said you are 12 years, it's been almost 13 years అన్నారు కదా. What made you to think about it? So that would be one of the aspect. And తర్వాత you said you don't have any hurdles, but I want to touch upon two or one or two different kinds of thought process. Okay, so it was a great conversations, right? So again, it's again, as Chinni garu చెప్తున్నట్టుగా, it's always debatable. What is responsibility versus what is obligation? How do you plan out your calendar, monthly financial calendar? So these are all very good to deep dive and very good to learn. So I would like to schedule more deeper deep dive sessions with Chinni garu on this topic, and I would like to have our community folks to be part of these conversations, so to have an open debate kind of a sessions. But before even we go to the next sessions, I would like to have introduce more about Finletzi, and what made him to think through. So Chinni garu, obviously, as you said, so as a tech guy ga మీరు వచ్చినప్పుడు, technology side work చేస్తున్నప్పుడు, so you would be thinking about various products and various startup businesses, various IT businesses, and if not, the restaurant businesses కానీ ఇలాంటివి చాలా ఉండొచ్చు. But what made you to think through this line of business? Or again, I'm not even calling it as a line of business. It's more about a line of service. You are helping communities to educate and empower on these lines, right? So what made you to think through this?
Yeah, definitely, Rajesh. Here is the thing. I'm like you mentioned, right? We're going to go into deep and go down for having further sessions. I would love to have these sessions because our main focus is Finlitz's main focus is only education, financial literacy. We don't sell anything in Finlitz, and remember that this is like a providing education. So selling, marketing, doing is a total different company. Finlitzy, as far as Finlitzy goes, it's an educational wing for a commercial entity, which is like a providing financial literacy. Okay, we are more than happy to actually have any number of sessions that actually kind of making the community more education, providing more understanding, and also so they can actually take an informed decision for their own family.
Absolutely.
So saying that, absolutely happy. And the Swara Media, and this is a great thing for Swara Media, I'm telling you, it's so appreciable that you actually found that, Rajesh, you individually, personally found or the figured out the importance of the financial part of a family, and then stepping up, and Swara Media having to have this to spread out across the community, and of course Telugu community and beyond, I would say.
Absolutely.
That's and another thing.
Absolutely. And I would like to have a zillennials also to be part of these conversations, because as we know, some of our friends, kids are stepping into colleges, and now they are almost ready to get into the real world, facing the real time challenges, solving the problems and be on their entrepreneurial lines. So bringing them onto the board and helping them and taking interactive sessions with them I think it will take your next steps, empowering the next generations on this financial literacy. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Let me tell you with that. You actually brought a kind of a challenge to the parents of these youngsters. A challenge. You really actually brought a challenge. You know what it is? First of all, we are more than happy to actually educate these youngsters. Point one,
Yeah.
because they are going to be the road, the path or the roadblocks for the future, right? So, very interestingly and statistically, these youngsters do not have a much understanding about finances.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that. We all know that. As typical parents, we all know that. And here is a challenge for parents. And here is the kind of a thing what we can actually do in terms of the Finlitzy. If you think you can bring your youngster to Finlitzy platform, we will take care of everything else. But the challenge for you is you think your youngster is going to listen to you. What is this youngsters kind of have their mindset is interestingly, and it's powerful, but it's very interesting that they think they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like any typical. I mean, I also think the similar way. I know, yeah, come on, man, I know everything. You know, I don't need to kind of what it is, right? But when do they get the responsibility? When do they feel about the responsibility as an individual? When you're a single, you don't feel more about it because you're around your parents, right? So well, I mean, there was something that goes wrong, my parents are there, but I'm not going to listen to my parents.
Yeah, I want to ask you open debate question now. So,
Okay.
now as you mentioned about it, what is the age for, what is the typical age for, a guy or girl to get married?
Oh, they can marry. Okay, that's
21?
we can actually, yeah, definitely we can have a
No,
session on that.
no. So when a guy or girl can get married at 21, what is the
Uh-huh.
age for them to start thinking about a financial literacy?
Okay, got it. Very good,
Oh,
very good. Yeah.
when an 18 or 21-year-old can get a power to vote, when 18
Hmm.
or 21 to get a power to marry,
Yeah.
what is the age for an individual to get up, planning about their financial literacy?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
very good. I mean, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a long sessions on these, but
am
I'll
I
say
making
I'll give you.
sense? Am I
Yeah,
making sense?
absolutely. Yeah, it is. It is very powerful. I'll tell you two things, and that you mentioned, right? You said the marriage, even though this is out of the scope of this thing, marriage. You know what? I do actually also have a life sessions, not just financial. I talk about life. So we can have that. So this is what I would say in one line. It is not the age that tells you or that tells the parents about their child about marriage. It is not the age that tells you that you need to get married. You know what? But here is the thing, you need to be eligible to get married.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You need to be eligible.
It's not age,
And,
it's eligible.
and yeah, yeah, sure. We're very big on it. I mean, my life leads whether I do for profit or I do for non-profit, I do for my family, whatever it is, I have the same fundamentals. And this is how I live through
Yeah.
my life. So far, I'm sure that I'm going to live like that only. So this is what I say. Yeah, for anyone to get into something as a next phase,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be eligible for that. So, for example, marriage, you need to be eligible to get married. It's not the age. And parents worried about it. My son is 27, still he's thinking. He's not kind of my daughter is, 22 or 23. No. But what is it? I don't want to, reveal that eligibility. And if you don't want to do an extra sessions, Rajesh, I'll do it right now. Or otherwise, if you want,
We
yeah.
will, and we will, and I'm married. No, I got that. I feel I got that eligibility, and I'm over now. So maybe for these sessions, I will definitely bring that most eligible bachelors on the ground, and I want them to drive it. And
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I was saying. It is a challenge for you to bring onto the platform. Then everything else we will take care of it.
yep,
We encourage, we realize, we make them realize, we inspire them, we actually influence them.
yeah. So, and as you're bringing about this topic about most eligible bachelors, on this line, right? I want to add one more thought processing to it, and definitely, I think we should consider to talk about. So, as you know, there are about 80,000 students landed in US last year from India, just like us. Two suitcases. maybe maybe the brands are different. Back in time when the first time when I traveled to US from Hyderabad, Palm leathers used to be the most popular suitcase brands. So I mean, from TCS, everybody I'm just recollecting remembering my olden days. So anybody who traveled to onset, so they used to go to Palm leathers, and then they used to get the suitcase. I don't know, probably now the brands might have changed, but still, so the weight limits are still same. So two suitcases of with two suitcases, big people are coming here. So now it is the land of, so US is always a land of opportunity. So they are coming here to study, and then once they're MS, masters, probably some of them might go for PhD, but still this is their founding steps of basic building block. They're going to build their blog future foundations here. So do you want to conduct any sessions to them and talk to them and help them to plan it out better, understand, help them to understand and realize the importance of responsibilities versus obligations, and how do they need to plan it out, and how can you be a helping hand to them?
Wow. What a timing. I would say it's all about, people say that kada time ravali, time antar kada, Rajesh. What a timing, actually. As a matter of fact, this morning I was, it's been kind of going on in my mind, but this morning I've kind of had a pristine overview plan about doing this. And I'll tell you two things here. So we have a nonprofit initiation called the People Saving People.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. We are people saving people. So we do a lot of awareness programs through that nonprofit. So one of them, I was thinking this morning that the students, the number, that's a big number, 80,000, right? That's huge. That's 1 year, right? So we're kind of thinking about, okay, what can we actually do to support students when actually they came into this country, right? That's the first step. Then what are the do's and don'ts? Second point. And what are the resources you're going to be having in hand when you need something, be it as a financial thing, like what you mentioned, or be anything else. So you're going to have a pristine set of resources that is going to be available for you. Then as you actually finish your MS, and then you land in a job, and then you start making money. And that is the time you should really kind of have a good understanding about finances. It's not about after you start making money. You should actually have a before you're about to start making money. So those are the things we can definitely have. And most of the, and when you're looking at this youngster, this generation that we're coming into, there are a couple of points that are really concerning. Really concerning. The reason why, because even for me, for you also, same thing, that I'll talk about, when I, about talking about myself, right? Yeah, same thing. Because the first one of those things is we do not have a proper guidance. It is a big problem. People want to listen. People want to do the best for their life, right? Why not? Why wouldn't? If I know, if someone tells me, right, the bestest thing that for me benefits you, why wouldn't I do it?
I would say one thing here. If we want to build a home, or if you want, if you are buying a home, or if you, you want definitely a licensed guy to do the installs. If you are buying a car, or if there is a flat tire to your car, and you want a licensed guy to do this. Sometimes we may go with an unlicensed too, but we always go with the licensed guys to do that. But when you are trying to do a licensed planning and financial literacy, we don't need a financial license guy. So probably a neighbor or a friend, is good enough to do it. So again, so it's all about the mindset needs to be changed. Mindset needs to be evolved in that. But as the point here is, bring the importance of licensed, coach mentoring them is is the greatest assets that they're going to have from the early days. So definitely, I think we should be focusing more on that.
But yeah, definitely, this is good. But I think you said beautifully. I think that's a really a good a motivational point. Just to change a tire, how much is that? $250 to the max.
$100.
$100. There you go. Just to change $100 worth of a tire, we talk to a professional, right? Yeah. The professional will call the professional. The professional will change it. But to talk about your own finances, your whole life, about the whole family and children, we don't have a financial the licensed professional. So I think you beautifully and highlighted that point of the thing. When it comes to our finances, we internet search, social media, WhatsApp, or friends, or here and there, but we don't tend to go to a licensed professional. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I think that's very important. You nailed it, Rajesh. We'll definitely do more on that aspect as well.
You're a people guy. People, when you interact with the people and you help people and you educate people, that's, I see it's more passionate, passionate job for you. So you're doing this as a not as a job. You're more passionate to this, and you're putting your sweat, blood, and heart all into it. That's what I personally feel. When I'm talking to you. So I hope we'll have a further future conversations. I would like to do specifically for a different audience, maybe for women separate conversations, like open debate kind of a conversations. Probably that would bring more open debate kind of a question and answers. That would bring more viewpoints. That's what I personally feel. Do you agree with that?
అబ్సల్యూట్ ఎస్ ఐ డూ అగ్రీ ది చాలా మంచి ఆలోచన ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ప్రతి వాళ్ళకి ఒక్కొక్క కేటగరైజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఆ కేటగిరీ ఆఫ్ టాపిక్స్ పెట్టుకుంటూ దెన్ వీ కెన్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ ద టార్గెట్.
Yeah. So I want to add one more point here. Unfortunately, or unlikingly, right? నాకు నచ్చని విషయం, but unfortunately. So today financial literacy or financial planning kind of gone into a marketing business. So you join two people on the left, you join two people on the right, they join two people. So it unfortunately, I've been hearing. People are scared about that these days. Back in time, when you initially started talking about life insurance, so people are talking to you about life insurance. So they are trying to sell you something. Now, the current modalities in India, in the US, is more about marketing business. So do you agree with that? If How do you educate people not to trap into the marketing, rather be focusing on the financial literacy? What is your takeaway on that?
Yeah, because see, we're not talking about the finlitzy or what we're talking about. We're talking about the families. We're not talking about the businesses, business models, business things, right? So, but they are coming into our community, right? So, how do we actually deal with it? What is good? What is bad, right? But here is the thing I would actually say in multiple directions.
Mhm.
It's an unfortunate thing that our families are kind of going through with these things, and you call it as a marketing or you call it as a sales. It's actually more of a pressurized sales, right? So here is the thing for families, I would say, for families, not the businesses, for the families, do what is right for your family,
Mhm.
not that someone else telling you to do it, even that is for a benefit. So that's what actually kills everything out.
Mhm.
If this one is not useful for me or my family, why would I need to do it?
Yeah.
Am I not smart enough? Yeah, I have smart head. Am I not smart enough to see whether this is actually good for my family or not? That is what I would actually start with the family. So it is unfortunate. And also it's an open world. Not on Rajesh, when you're talking about this, right? Not only the financial world, take any industry,
Mhm.
take any segment. There are so many things going around. But we should actually know,
Yeah.
as an intelligent individual, I should know what is right, what is good. That's what actually we are educating them. Remember that responsibilities, obligations. You know, do what is good for your family, not that someone is actually offering you to
Yeah.
do, even though that's for a benefit for yourself. Okay, and then what I would say to the other side of the coin is, you know, there is something, a business that you can do in multiple ways. Point one. And also, you said one more thing, right? It's all about perspective,
Yeah.
perception. Yeah, it is all about perception. This is good for you. And this is a English law. You know, one man's trash is one another's treasure. I'm not actually putting the line the exact way, but there's a saying, ఒకళ్ళకి చెత్త అనిపించింది అది వాళ్ళకే మహా బంగారం.
Yeah.
but that's there. So what is it actually lacking here? It's a perception, right? So yeah, it is a perception. So, but now what I would actually say to the other coin is, please, if they can actually work on based off of the ethics and integrity, we're not going to be seeing any of these unfortunate situations. Very simple. Exploitation. You have that, you gave someone example, right? That's called exploitation, but nothing wrong in it, right? It's all about perception, right? But exploiting that, the possibility, the facility is the problem here.
Yeah.
But when can you actually deal with that? When you actually do your business, your work with ethics and integrity. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's all I can say, Rajesh. But we can deep dive. I mean, there is no topic is called a no topic for families. This is a kind of you take as a responsibility. You feel like a responsibility to share. We're trying to share something that's scamish or something not aligned. Then that doesn't make sense, right? But what we are actually sharing is useful matter. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I say. I think I like your idea also. Debate. Come, yeah, invite.
I would like to open we'll talk about after the.
I'm for it. I know.
So
I like actually questions.
challenge Chinni for $516. So
There you go.
if there is any question where Chinni cannot
Hit
answer,
it.
you can get $516.
Absolutely, yeah. You will make money. Put a membership for $10 to participate. Then you make more money
Yes,
than
okay.
560. Yeah.
Yes. So with that, thank you, Chinni garu. Thanks for your time. It's a great insights. It's chala happy ga undi meeto maatladam. It's making the brain to think more and giving an out of box perception about what is life, what is financial life. There is a saying that we have only one life. Whether you call it as a professional life, family life, kids life. So whatever you call it as, you have only one life. So within that life, you have to well balance and well organize it. So how do you well organize and well balance? Having a disciplined financial planning would definitely keep it better. So that's what my understanding. So with that great conversations, there are a lot of action items on us and as a community members. So we at Swara, we would be taking initiative to drive this further and have more open debate sessions with a larger audience, a segmented audience, to enlarge and enrich on the community's education on the financial planning. With that, thank you very much. Would like to add any final closure comments, Chinni garu?
Oh, this is awesome. I would have to say that, Rajesh, you as an individual and Swara Media as an entity, as a media company, stepping up to this and trying to actually educate or create awareness about finances and around the world to all the communities out there, that's a commendable. And I truly appreciate. And that actually makes me and helps me to spread more. It kind of takes, one person cannot do everything, right? It has to be a teamwork. Yes. So we as a team, we can actually make miracles. As a team, we can make miracles. That's my final line.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. And looking forward to have more conversations on this topic. But that said, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Swara Media. Thank you.
Thank you.